It is time for another hymn sing. It's so exciting. Whoop, just getting set up here, making sure everything's all right. Looks like my mic is having sound, so that's a good thing. Yeah, if you're joining me on Facebook Live, drop in a comment and say hello. I would love to know who's joining me. If you are joining me from another platform, I don't get to see your comments, but I am still just as glad that you are here joining me to sing. Cool. So it's kind of time for a hymn sing. All right. Well, if you are new, if this is the first time you've ever joined us for a hymn sing, I'm super extra glad that you are here. My name is Erin, and I am part of the music ministry at Robertson Wesley United Church in Edmonton, Alberta. And I'm just here for Robertson Wesley to do a little hymn sing, and we generally do it every Friday at noon. Because we are part of the United Church of Canada, the books that we are working from or singing from are the worship books from the United Church of Canada, and those are Voices United, which is our main hymn and worship book, and also More Voices, which is the supplement book to it. So if you are a United Church person and you happen to have those around, you could get them and they will be super helpful to you. If you don't have them, fear not. I will put the words to all of the hymns up on the screen so you can sing along with the words that you know. There are also, if you're familiar with the website hymnary.org, it's also possible that you're able to find some music there, and I've mentioned in any of the words that I put up if I've found music online for the hymns as well. So that's kind of what we're about as we're gonna get started. Hi Emily, hi Sarah. I can see you all commenting here. It's so nice to see you and sing with you. So I figure let's just get this started. So we're gonna start with More Voices number 96. And this one's whoopsies. Whoop, that's for later. This one, And When You Call for Me. And this one we are going to do in Sunday service this coming Sunday at Robertson Wesley. So we're just like practicing and reminding ourselves how these go before we sing them in worship on Sunday. So this is More Voices number 96. And this is And When You Call for Me. And we'll do it a number of times in both English and French. And I challenge you to try both languages. Here we go. opening song. I like it when we get to do 2 languages too. That's kind of fun. It's so exciting. There's a few different languages coming up on the stream today. So yeah, let's keep her going. And one that I think is fairly familiar to some folks who have worshipped with us at Robertson Wesley before. This one is Touch the Earth Lightly in number 307 in Voices United. And this one, it isn't for worship on Sunday. I just felt like singing it, so here we are. Yeah. I have to find it. Oh my goodness. There we go. Ah. Touch the earth lightly, use the earth gently, nourish the life of the world in our care. Gift of great wonder, ours to surrender, trust for the children tomorrow will bear. We who endanger, who create hunger, agents of death for all creatures that live. We who would foster clouds of disaster, God of our planet, forestall and forgive. Let there be greening, birth from the burning, water that blesses and air that is sweet. Health in God's garden, hope in God's children, regeneration that peace will complete. God of all living, God of all loving, God of the seedling, the snow and the sun, teach us, deflect us, Christ reconnect us, using us gently and making us one. I like that one. All right. That's very nice. Hi, Mama Craig checking in. Hi, Tammy. Don't worry. You're not late. You're perfectly on time. It's all good. Okay. So glad to see so many folks tuning in. It's so lovely to know that I'm singing with more than just me. It's very nice. Okay, so I mentioned that there's going to be some languages. And that's just exciting to me. Okay, can I get all the words on? Looks kind of like I can. So this one is in More Voices at number 103. And the language that this is in is, it says on the bottom of the page, Hawaiian. So I guess that is the language, whether that's the name of the language or just where it comes from. And languages kind of in this, or I don't want to like make generalizations, but languages from the, like, I guess like Micronesia, the island parts of the Pacific, it's full of very pure vowels. You see that in languages like Maori, which would be close to this, or like geographically close to this. And yeah, you get lots of pure vowels. So it looks a little daunting, but it's pure vowels. So the way that these words go is kamana'o, i'o, Okokaku akua. So few consonants, very pure vowels. Let's try this again. Kamana o iyo. Okokaku akua. There we go. There's lots of K's in that one. Okokaku akua. There we go. And that's the amount of it. That's what we have. And that means faithful is our God, which we also get to sing in English. Oh, so Matthew is putting some comments in the Facebook about the Hawaiian language. Olelo Hawaii. Oh, interesting. So when we have the comma that you see in those words there, we're gonna put a glottal stop, and that means like we kind of like put our crash our vocal cords together. So we'd have kama na o I o okokaku akua. So we have 3 of them in a row. Kama na o I o okokaku akua, and then it's smooth after that. So thank you for that. That is helpful. So now we know a little bit more how to pronounce that. So let's give it a try. Let's sing this. We are going to be singing this on Sunday. One of the verses is going to be, did I write it? It's like it's going to be part of our prayers, was my understanding. So let's practice. Here we go.
Respect and care, the gifts and bonds of humankind.
really beautiful. Thanks for singing that with me. I'm excited to do that in Sunday worship too. Okay. Hi, Melissa. I see that you're just tuning in here. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so what did we do? We've done French and English and Hawaiian. How many more are we going to get to today? Good question. Okay, so the next one I want to do is another one that we're going to do on Sunday. And this is one of those ones. You can see that there's I have two names, or two numbers for them, and they're both in Voices United. So the words appear at number 631, and the tune, the music appears at number 580. So we're taking the words from one tune, or one hymn, and putting them on the music of another. And we used to, at Robertson Wesley, we used to do this a lot more, and we don't so much anymore. And it used to kind of bug me when we did it, because I didn't get why. So if it bugs you too, let me tell you maybe why we've done this. So I'm going to go look at this tune at 631, and this is the hymn book, the actual copy of the book that we track hymn usage in at Robertson Wesley. And the words at 631, or the tune at 631, we've never actually sung as a congregation. And when I was singing it through, the music kind of goes all over the place. It's not very intuitive to sing. Like, it starts off really high and then it goes really low, and it doesn't follow like the most logical pattern for music. And when it's not one that's known very well by a congregation as a whole, that can sometimes like lead to disaster or just not very confident singing, and worrying more about the music than the words that we're saying. And so we might choose, if those words are really meaningful to us, well, what other pieces of music do we know that kind of have the same meter to them, that we can put these words that we like to a tune that's a little more familiar? And so even though it's like flipping back and forth, the goal is to kind of make it easier to do. And one of the other tunes that has the same meter is the tune at number 580, which lots of you may know as Faith of Our Fathers. And we don't tend to sing that one very much. I think just because we're trying to move away from gendered language in the hymns that we use, and this one's kind of full of it. We have Faith of Our Fathers and Faith of Our Mothers, Faith of Our Sisters and Brothers, and while none of that's a bad thing, it's just we're trying to widen our understanding of the things that we sing about. So I think it's a pretty good compromise. It's a tune that's very familiar and words that are very meaningful, and we just have a little page flip that we have to do in the middle. So here we go. This is going to be number 631, Jesus, Your Boundless Love to Me, to the tune of number 580. So here we go. Got everything up there? Yes, I do. Okay. a tune and words mashed together. And I think we created something very beautiful. Just in my humble opinion. Yeah. So I'm glad to see everybody still here. That's so nice. And now I want to go to an interesting request that came in. And I say interesting because there's so many words to this. So this one came from Emily. And this one is Sleeper's Wake. And this is a tune by J.S. Bach, like the Bach. And it's kind of, we use it in Advent sometimes. And where was it from? Like there's, yeah, it's the Sleeper's Wake tune, and it's used, you get it in Advent. He puts it in his Christmas oratorio a bunch, I think. And yeah, it's a very good tune. It's very interesting, but it's very, like, it's an irregular tune form, and so the words, like, you can see them, and it's like they don't look exactly like a poem. They just kind of fit how they do. And if you are reading from the hymn book, if you have the words in front of you, you just follow the words, like on the screen. If you are reading from the hymn book, this is a 2-pager. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see my camera here. Can I? Yeah, so it's a 2-pager. There we go. It's a 2-pager. And verse 1, you sing the first page twice. So there's verse 1 that starts with Sleeper's Wake, and then we do a repeat, and it's still verse 1 where it says midnight comes. And then after that, we continue to verse 1 over here with the bridegroom draweth near. And once we get to the end of this, then we go back here to sing verse 2 with Zion hears the sentries singing. And then we go to the bottom here and go, for her God comes down all glorious. And then over here for welcome thou worthy crown. So just make sure you do this twice per verse with those different texts. And again, if you're following the words on the screen right here, you just follow what the words are. So what I will do for an intro is I will play the first page one time and the second page one time, and we'll just know that we're going to sing that first page twice for every verse. So this is a very cool request. Thank you, Emily, for making it. Let's sing. rejoicing was yet so blessed to hear such rejoicing. Henceforth may we eternally sing hallelujahs unto thee. That is great. I haven't sung that in a long time, Emily, and I haven't done that from the hymn book, like only as part of like bigger Bach works that were done in performance. Really, really cool. And I missed the great rhyme. Gates of pearl swing wide before us, thy guests who join that blessed chorus. I sang a word wrong and I got the rhyme not right. So I hope that you sang it and then the rhyme was right in that moment there. Yeah, it was so cool. Okay. Sarah, you're saying that you have a piano arrangement of this one? Yeah. Oh, it's all good. Emily's saying, I forgot how long it was. You know, if it's a good hymn, I don't care that it's that long. Like, it's great. I think that was a great choice. So now we go to another request, also from Emily, and it's like, we're going to do a bit of a 180 from J.S. Bach, and this one is God Weeps. And this one we find in More Voices number 78. 78 in More Voices. So this is a more like contemporary feeling song. It's time for water. So here we are. This is God Weeps. Here we are. In some ways, I wish that one were longer. Like, that one just seems so short in comparison, but, like, good ideas to sing about, you know, even though it's a little hard sometimes. Thank you for that request. That's wonderful. Okay, and now we have to do another little bit of a 180. Again, from Bach now to modern lament to classic. And we're going to go here to Amazing Grace. And Sarah says, yeah, the last one, the melody's been in her head for a while, and it's very poignant. Yeah, so I actually kind of wanted to contrast this with Amazing Grace, because this request came in this week from Phyllis, who wanted to sing this. And I thought, yeah, I think like early on in the hymn sings, I was doing Amazing Grace quite a bit, and then I stopped for whatever reason. And for me, like, there's a lot of words that I just, because I've sung them so much, I kind of forget how poignant they are. And it's especially for me the last verse, the "When We've Been Here 10,000 Years." I've always loved that one. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. If you are following along in Voices United, it's really cool because so there's the music and the English words here, but there's translations in French, Cree, Mohawk, and Ojibwe. And I want to be better at Indigenous languages, but I am not. And so if that's something that you are familiar with, I invite you to try some of these verses and see how they feel to sing. But I will be singing in English, and I have the words up here for you in English. Okay. Amazing Grace, as requested by Phyllis. The hour I first believed. myself goosebumps, or just thinking about all of you singing together and singing together with a choir, with a group, gave me goosebumps. But oh my gosh, always. There's a reason some of these songs are classic. So thank you so much, Phyllis, for that request. I was so happy to sing that and to see that. So I wanted to again follow that up with like another classic song from our United Church canon of songs that we've got. So this is the Pilgrim song, or We Are Pilgrims, the Servant song. Sorry, I was just saying this and reading Stuart's comment that came up. Fresh take on Amazing Grace. Keep the bagpipes in check for at least a day. You know, I think it's the mark of a really good song that like you can play it in so many different ways. Like it's really good on bagpipes. It's good in like a gospel pop version. It's good in a choir version. Like I don't think I've heard a version that's not good. I mean, maybe I have. It's only not good when you don't sing it with passion. That's the only way that it cannot be good. But it's the mark of a good song that it can be changed in all of those ways and still be good. So whether your preference is bagpipes or gospel pop piano, either way, it all works. Okay, so I wanted to go to, what did I say, number 595, the Pilgrim song. No, the Servant song, We Are Pilgrims. I always get that backwards. Okay. And so I just want to draw your attention to one thing. If you are reading this from a hymn book, in verse 2 and in verse 6, those start with the words brother and sister. And in the Robertson Wesley Choir, when we did it back in January, we decided that we would change that to will you let me, rather than sister let me or brother let me, just to be more inclusive, because we know that there are folks in this world who identify outside of the gender binary, which is what sisters and brothers are showing us. So we chose that, and I've put that up on the screen, no, this way, the screen there. So I've made that change there. And so if you were reading from your hymn book, I would invite you to make that change with us too. So here we go. This is We Are Pilgrims, the Servant song. we are. I always have loved singing that one. And like, I'll show you our entry here. What can you, where am I going? Those are all of the dates. I'm not showing you very well. All of the dates that we have done this as a congregation. Lots and lots of them. There we are. Okay. So I have another one coming up that's for Sunday. And this one is number 539 in Voices United. So just a few pages prior. God of all good. And so we are doing this as our offering hymn. And we're just doing one of the verses. But I thought we would sing all three of them because why not? So this will be our new offering hymn for July. Lucky for me, I have a couple more days to practice that one before it's offering time on Sunday. So I will make sure to do that. And then, okay, there was a great request that came in just this morning from Tammy. And before I do this one, I want to give like the tiniest 1 minute United Church hymnal history lesson. So this piece that she requested comes from this book, which is called Songs for a Gospel People. So if you have been in the United Church for a long time, you might have seen this one before. And this was written, I should have practiced this. Excuse me. This came out in, 1987. And it was a supplement at that time. To the hymn book that the United Church was using at the time, which was this one, which was just called the Hymn Book. And this book came out in 1971, and it was written by, in combination with the United Church and the Anglican Church. So both the United Church and the Anglican Church were using this hymn book. And by the time 1986 rolled around, so 15 years after this was in use, we realized as a United Church, this isn't quite working for us. We need something else. And so this book was the supplement for the United Church that supplemented this hymn book. And it was in use from then up until pretty much, I don't actually know, I'm a little young for this, but probably until Voices United came out, when they decided, we probably don't need to do this exactly with the Anglican Church. We want to do kind of our own thing. So it came from this. And there's some really not fancy, but fantastic songs from here. And Emily says, I remember the Green Book from my childhood. Totally, absolutely. So the one that Tammy wanted to sing from here was Let There Be Peace on Earth. And if you have been to the Robertson Wesley Christmas Eve services, and you've been to the one at 8 p.m., like the middle of the 3 services that we do, this is how we generally close out that service, with Let There Be Peace on Earth. And this is such a lovely, lovely, lovely song. So the words are here. The words are here. We'll sing the whole thing twice. So verse 1, verse 2, verse 1, verse 2. And that's how that will go. Now I've stalled enough to get my voice back. Here we are. This is Let There Be Peace on Earth. there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. What a great request. Thank you, Tammy. That's fantastic. Okay. Just have a couple more. No, I lied. One more song. And this one, here we go. This one is May the Love of Our God. But before we sing this, I want to say thank you as always for joining me today. I mean, I get to sing on my own whenever I want to. Like, I have a piano, I have a house, like, it's fine. But it's different for me when I know that other people are singing along, and I hope that it feels the same for you. That you can feel that we're all in this together, even though we're apart. This has become such a wonderful part of my week, and I'm really, really happy that I get to do this with you, and I love it. So thank you for being here again this week. Next week, I'm going to take a week off, so I won't be here in one Friday, but in 2 Fridays, I will be back, and we'll be doing the same kinds of things. So if you are on Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook Live right now, or even if you're accessing this through Facebook, you should see a pinned comment from Robertson Wesley that has a link where it says hymn requests. If you click there, you can submit your requests for hymns that you would like to sing in 2 weeks. And if you are not joining us there, or you can't find this for whatever reason, feel free to send an email to either mail@rwuc or mail@rwuc.org or music@rwuc.org and say, hey, I'd like to have these for hymn requests, and I will put those in for in 2 weeks. So the addresses are there. You can just see them right there on the screen and send those in. And again, if you see the hymn request link form, it's a little easier for me to like get everything in place if you use that. But if not, that's fine. Email requests. I won't be here next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll do this again. Okay. And I hope that you were able to join us. We will be here on Sunday at 10:30 in this, however you're watching today. You can also watch on Sunday at 10:30 for worship, and we'll be there. We'll sing some of these songs again. We'll worship together. It will be lovely. And I hope that I can see some of you there. You can also see the general streaming schedule. We're online a lot as a church. Throughout the summer, in the next couple weeks, there's some of us that are taking a little bit of time off, a little bit of Sabbath time. So that might change a little bit, but in general, that's the schedule that we're keeping to. So let's have one more song before we say goodbye for today. And that is, where did I put it? More Voices number 218. And again, my Chinese lyric addiction is not very good. I learned a little bit of it. I took like 1 session on it. I don't feel confident enough to teach you this, but if you feel like singing this in Mandarin, you are more than welcome to. It's shown in Mandarin in More Voices. I only put the English words up here because that's what I knew how to spell. So here we are. May the love of our God. Is that what I put? May the love of our God. Yes. May God's love dwell in you throughout every day. May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God's Spirit be upon you as you leave this place. May the love of our God rest upon your soul. May God's love dwell in you throughout every day. May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God's Spirit be upon you as you leave this place. Last time. May the love of the Lord rest upon your soul. May God's love dwell in you throughout every day. May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God's Spirit be upon you as you leave this place. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was so delightful and so fun. I hope that you have a great week. I won't see you here next week, but I will see you in 2 weeks, and we will still also see you at worship on Sunday at 10:30. So have a great 2 weeks. See you soon.